Sadhvi Jaya Bharti, the Prime Minister, meditating, having only coconut water, grape juice, Surya Namaskar in the morning, Arghya to Surya Dev in the morning, and Ekant and Dhyan. Explain the spiritual significance, ma'am.
Gaurav, I have few points to make since you asked me the question of explaining the spiritual significance. What his routine and whatever you explained, they very clearly tell that he's in a complete yogic practice as of now. We can say in a 360-degree yogic practice. When you say he's doing all his, even you can see all the branches of Ashtanga Yoga he's right now practicing. You say he's doing dhyan, he's doing his pratyahar. When you say he's on liquid diet, he's not speaking to anyone. Control of what you're listening, what you're talking is a part of pratyahara. He's doing asana, he's doing pranayam, he's doing dhyan, he's on a liquid diet. So this is actually, you see, because for last 2 months he was on a grueling campaign, and a lot of interaction, lot of thoughts, lot of mental and physical activity was going on. And he's definitely on a sabbatical for 2 days. And I see that Prime Minister Modi definitely, for his inspiration, for his energy, has always taken an inward journey, which, and I feel it's very significant as a civilization, because I remember that it's for the very first time ever since he's become the Prime Minister that Indian people are seeing, such a pride and, Indian leader, very, no matter what people call him names for doing whatever, he does it. What he believes in, he practices it, irrespective of what people think about it. And, we've seen an onslaught on I'm not talking about per se Hindu here, but what the Indian civilization, the Bharatiya civilization, in this continent we have been talking.
I'll come to the Bharatiya civilization and the connect with Swami Vivekananda in just a moment. But you're saying that this is dhyan, pratyahar, samadhi. In a way, he's meditating before he rises once again, as many argue.
Also, as a part of, because in Indian thing, it's it's not only a physical detox. We always talk about a mental detox, because when your body and your mind is detoxified, your soul takes over your existence. It's actually giving that energy that you need. A lot of people have different ways. We see a lot of people going for tours and vacations. I've never seen him doing that. Whenever he gets time, he does it for, he goes into meditation, he goes into dhyan, he goes into pilgrimage. And it is very inspiring that we have such a leader, and who does it very unapologetically.
So while Prime Minister remains in dhyanam or dhyan, the political arena is actually exploding. The opposition India bloc has criticized Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meditation, branding it a calculated electoral exercise aimed at swaying voters in the last phase of polling. The BJP hit back at the opposition for undermining the Prime Minister's spiritual journey. Let me bring in both Rashid Kidwai and Rahul Easwar to respond to this before we talk about Swami Vivekananda and the impact. But just the Prime Minister for a moment, Rahul Easwar, how do you see this sadhana of the Prime Minister? Because those close to him say that after every election he does that. In 2014, he went to the Pratapgarh fort of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, immense significance. After 2019, he went to Kedarnath Dham. And after 2024, he's come to Kanniyakumari. Rahul Easwar.
130 years back, a young Bengali who was hardly 28 or 29 came to the great land of Tamil Nadu and reimagined India as we know it. We all know that 1893 speech of Swami Vivekananda reimagined India in a great way, and this is a place of great significance. This is a place of North-South connect, invoking the great legacy we have. And as a proud Hindu, I'm happy that my Prime Minister is promoting that angle of Indian culture, which should be celebrated in a big way. Yes, there may be political subtext, there may be political debate. Those are secondary. See, when Narendra Modi ji goes to Lakshadweep, he rightly points out the importance of tourism. He's coming to Kanniyakumari will really, as a South Indian, makes me happy and more pride given to me, because a lot of attraction will be coming to our heritage. And second, he is not a Chunaavi Hindu. He always wears his dharma up his sleeve, and he rightfully takes spiritual solace in such things. This is not the
Okay.
first time he is coming. He has come to many times, and in Kerala too, he has come to Guruvayur, he has come to other temples. So he is a person who is proud of
I
his
didn't
dharma,
understand the
his culture.
Chunaavi Hindu. What is Chunaavi
No,
Hindu,
no,
sir?
no. He is not a Chunaavi Hindu. Unlike, I
Yes.
don't want to, I don't want to name others. He is not a Chunaavi
Yes.
Hindu who goes to
Right.
temples during election times. That is very
Right.
unfortunate. There are many people who do that, but Modi ji is a genuine bhakt. He is a genuine bhakt, and he really does these things out of a spiritual conviction. Yes, it has cultural connotation, political connotation, but he doesn't do it for elections. He do it out of a genuine sense of respect for India's culture. He is a bhakt. He is a devotee. He is not the
Okay.
person who will say, I'm an
Let me
atheist.
get
That's what
Rashid
Vikas Shah.
Kidwai also to give us a perspective on this. Rashid Kidwai, Rahul Easwar believes Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as he says, is not a Chunaavi Hindu, who's not visiting temples or these places only because of elections. He's doing it because he's a bhakt. Why is the opposition having a meltdown if both Rahul Easwar or people like Rahul Easwar and Sadhvi say that Hindus are so happy?
I think, Gaurav, it has to do with that timing of it. The elections are going on. Last phase is there. Prime Minister's own election is there, and it's not about meditation. Prime Minister is within his rights to be doing so as a citizen, as a follower of a faith. But the kind of televised coverage, now you cannot curb the televised coverage in a vibrant democracy. It is not for election commission to enforce this kind of code of conduct where it is for the person concerned. So if Prime Minister wanted to have this kind of spell of spirituality and be there, he could have stopped or debarred, and that is where the opposition senses that there is some kind of overt political messaging that is taking place. Now, Gaurav, we must remember that religion or mixing of religion in politics has been very kind of problematic formulation in India, and all political parties are guilty of doing that. My friend Rahul Easwar was referring to, Chunaavi Hindu. This is a kind of charge that everyone faced. You remember even Mahatma Gandhi, when he was leading the freedom struggle, there was a lot of criticism even from his own party people. Jawaharlal Nehru several times questioned, what is this inner voice that Mahatma Gandhi keeps talking about? Then Rajiv Gandhi, cut to Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi started 1989 political campaign from Saryu River and promising Ram Rajya. And at that time, I remember as a reporter, BJP was very critical of Rajiv Gandhi trying to use or misuse
Okay.
religion. So it's always been that. When Rahul Gandhi went on temple hopping during Gujarat elections, he was dubbed as a Chunaavi Hindu or a Janivdhari Hindu. Congress also did try. The Congress always has this kind of religious outreach program. They were
Okay.
not very successful. So, but we cannot be partisan. We cannot be saying that Prime Minister is doing entirely for his spiritual well-being. The timing of it is a clear giveaway, and the coverage.
You're saying that timing is suspect, especially when there's the last phase of polling, not just in Uttar Pradesh but also in Bengal. As far as the buzz on ground and where Akshata Nandgopal is, and India Today is getting you a 360-degree perspective. Akshata, you've spoken to a cross-section of people. How are they reacting? People in Tamil Nadu, people in Kanniyakumari, both the locals and the tourists.
Well, Gaurav, yes, there's a lot of politics playing out. We saw that in the kind of reactions coming in. Here in Tamil Nadu, as far as political messaging is concerned, look, the elections were long over in Tamil Nadu, and yet the Prime Minister has chosen to come here. And he's often spoken very publicly about his love for Tamil culture, his love for Tamil tradition, has spoken about some of these tourist sites in Tamil Nadu and ensuring that they get enough attention as well. So that's perhaps why also he decided to come here to the state of Tamil Nadu. And I was speaking to the locals here. They are hopeful, and they're saying that, and we saw that yesterday as well, when the Prime Minister reached here meters away, and considering that, there was no roadshow planned or any of that, meters away you had huge crowds that had gathered all just to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. And the locals are hoping that with the Prime Minister's visit to Kanniyakumari, it's going to give a boost to tourism, much like what happened in Lakshadweep. They're counting on the fact that with the nation's focus right now on those two pieces of land behind me Chunaavi on the Vivekananda Rock and the Thiruvalluvar statue. The beauty of Kanniyakumari also comes to the fore. So locals are hoping that it gives a boost to their business. As far as tourists go here, look, they did have a hard time yesterday. I'm not going to deny it because there were huge security measures put in place. So even for us as media crew, it was virtually impossible for us to stand and stay put in one place. As far as tourists were concerned, they could barely step out of their hotel room, and then there were advisories put forth that the Prime Minister is here, so you cannot click pictures. Today, however, things have eased down. You even had people going up to the Vivekananda Rock earlier today. Tourists were allowed to go up to the memorial without their cameras, without their phones, to ensure that there was no breach of security. But despite the Prime Minister being there, they were allowed there because clearly the messaging was that, nothing should hit noble life and tourists should be allowed to go about with their sightseeing activities. Political messaging really in Tamil Nadu, it's clear. There were no elections. The BJP and the Prime Minister has chosen this particular location because of his deep connect with Swami Vivekananda. Also about Thiruvalluvar, the very famous Tamil poet, and the Prime Minister's repeatedly spoken about his, admiration for Thiruvalluvar and the poems that he wrote, referred to as the Tirukural. The Prime Minister has often spoken about that, and that's going to be a large political messaging here in Tamil Nadu, that Prime Minister Modi recognizes some of the biggest icons here in Tamil Nadu as well.
You're absolutely right, Akshita. Stay with me. Rashid Kidwai, before I bring in our other guests, the opposition had the same opportunity. Opposition leaders, India bloc leaders could have done exactly the same. The Prime Minister has done this after 2014 elections. He's been to Kedarnath after the 2019 elections. And he's come to Kanniyakumari after the 2024 elections. The opposition could have done the same or something else. If the Prime Minister took the initiative, why is the opposition crying or seeing red over this, sir?
Yeah, so Gaurav, you're right. The opposition has double standards, and this goes without saying, and it is very much evident. But by that same yardstick, you cannot absolve Prime Minister, because here Narendra Modi ji is not doing it in his personal capacity. He is a Prime Minister of India. He is a Karm Yogi, and he is doing it. So there is a very clear message. The fact that we are debating, had it not been election season, the level of discussion would have been slightly different. So what I'm saying is the BJP's or the the BJP sympathizers trying to give a spin that this is the Prime Minister's spiritual journey and this is part of his core belief and all. I find that a little rich because of timing of it.